Animation refers to the creation of a sequence of images drawn, painted, or produced by other artistic methods that change over time, to portray the illusion of motion. Before the invention of film, humans depicted motion in static art as far back as the Paleolithic period. In the 1st century, several devices successfully depicted motion in animated images. An Egyptian burial chamber mural, approximately 4,000 years old, showing wrestlers in action. One early example is a 5,200-year-old pottery bowl discovered in Shahr-e Sukhteh, Iran. The bowl has 5 images painted around it that show phases of a goat leaping up to an depicted tree. An Egyptian mural approximately 4,000 years old, found in the tomb of Khnumhotep at the Beni Hassan cemetery, features a very long series of images that apparently depict the sequence of events in a wrestling match. Ancient Chinese records contain several mentions of devices, including one made by the inventor Ding Huan, that was said to give an impression of movement to a series of human or animal figures on them, but these accounts are unclear, and may only refer to the actual movement of the figures through space. 7 drawings by Leonardo da Vinci extending over 2 folios in the Windsor collection, anatomical studies of the muscles of the neck, shoulder, chest, and arm, have detailed renderings of the upper body and less detailed facial features. The sequence shows multiple angles of the figure as it rotates, and the arm extends. Because the drawings show only small changes from one image to the next, together they imply the movement of a single figure. Although some of these early examples may seem similar to a series of animation drawings, the contemporary lack of any means to show them in motion and their extremely low frame rate causes them to fall short of being true animation. Nonetheless, the practice of illustrating movement over time, by creating a series of images arranged in chronological order, provided a foundation for the development of the art. Numerous devices that successfully displayed animated images were introduced well before the advent of the motion picture. These devices were used to entertain, amaze, and sometimes even frighten people. The majority of these devices didn't project their images, and accordingly could only be viewed by a single person at any one time. For this reason they were considered toys, rather than devices for a large-scale entertainment industry like later animation. Many of these devices are still built by and for film students learning the basic principles of animation. The magic lantern is an early predecessor of the modern-day projector. It consisted of a translucent oil painting, a simple lens and a candle or oil lamp. In a darkened room, the image would appear projected onto an adjacent flat surface. It was often used to project demonic frightening images in a phantasmagoria that convinced people they were witnessing the supernatural. Some slides for the lanterns contained moving parts, which makes the magic lantern the earliest known example of projected animation. The origin of the magic lantern is debated, but in the 15th century the Venetian inventor Giovanni Fontana published an illustration of a device that projected the image of a demon in his Liber Instrumentarum. The earliest known actual magic lanterns are usually credited to Christian Huygens or Athanasius Kircher. A thaumatrope is a simple toy that was popular in the 19th century. It is a small disc with different pictures on each side, such as a bird and a cage, and is attached to 2 pieces of string. When the strings are twirled quickly between the fingers, the pictures appear to combine into a single image. This demonstrates the persistence of vision, the fact that the perception of an object by the eyes and brain continues for a small fraction of a second after the view is blocked, or the object is removed. The invention of the device is often credited to Sir John Herschel, but John Ayrton Paris popularized it in 1824, when he demonstrated it to the Royal College of Physicians.